Rabbit. It's one of the most abundant small animals out there. Plus, it's probably the first one we learned to harvest as kids. But I'll tell you what's up, Doc. The USDA says it's the #1 healthiest meat you can get. And I'm going to show you how to make it the tastiest. This is Game On Rabbit. What I'm going to do is I'm going to separate this into 6 pieces. You want to open up the rabbit so you can see the joints, you can see where to cut. You want to take your knife next to the spine and just cut it through on both sides. Then you have 2 legs. Next, I want to go to the front shoulder and I want to fillet it down behind the shoulder blades. Make sure you tuck in behind the rib to get all the meat off you can. And there's no joint in the front. Just cut it through and it comes right off. We're down to 4 pieces. Now you want to take the back. This back portion, there's no meat. You want to cut that off. Set that aside for your stock. And what you want to do, you want to open it up and count 3 ribs up. And just slice it. Take that for your stock. What you have here is called the saddle. That's the loins in the back. I like to cut that in half to give us even amount of pieces. Now the rabbit's in 6 pieces, we can get started on his vegetables. Now here's what you need for this dish. You need 3 carrots, 6 cloves of garlic, 2 bay leaves, some thyme, salt and pepper, 2 stalks of celery, and a nice sized onion. Plus, you're gonna need a full bottle of red wine. I'm using my cousin Little Mike's wine, but you can use Cabernet at home. Now we just put them in the bowl. Just roughly cut the garlic. Put this aside for now. Okay, let's bring this rabbit in. Now what I like to do is salt and pepper the rabbit while it's out. And don't worry, you're gonna add a lot of salt. This way you for sure got enough flavor on all the rabbit pieces. Tip of the day, I like to take a nice plastic bag and marinate my rabbit in. That way, when the meat's at the bottom, it's surrounded with all this flavor and marinates perfectly overnight. What I do is make sure you dab up all that salt and pepper with the rabbit. Put it in the bottom of your bag. Take all these delicious vegetables. Now a lot of people serve this with their meal. You'll find out later on, it makes it a little soggy. You can serve it, but I personally just like to cook in it for the flavor. Now, you're gonna need a full bottle of wine, minus 1 glass for the cook, and that's gonna be your marinade overnight. As you can see, it's submerging everything under that wine, under that flavor. Try to squeeze some of the air out. There you go, I put that in the refrigerator overnight. And this flavor comes out of this is delicious. Plus, the wine and everything else helps tenderize that rabbit. Here we are with my cousin, Little Mike. As you can see, all these wines he made himself. Most of this you foraged, correct?
Yeah, most of it all. Yep.
Locally, or right around here?
Just right around here. Oh yeah, the black raspberry. Just I pick them, just get on a fuller and just down over the hills. I know where the patches are at, and just pick them. And,
right.
So.
Picking all these berries, you didn't run any berries, have you? You always hear the story about picking berries.
Yes, I did.
Really?
I ran into probably 6-7 years ago. I was picking blackberries up on top of the hill there, and my wife was sitting in a truck waiting for me, and I was crawling underneath them because it was really a good patch of blackberry. I mean, they were just falling down, picking them off the ground.
Right.
And my wife started tooting the horn. I said, "What's wrong?" She said, "Just a big black bear just came out on the other side. You spooked them out." And I said, "Oh, wow." But it was different, you know.
Right. Now you have a rhubarb one too. A lot of people don't think rhubarb is good, but it's really delicious.
Rhubarb makes a delicious one. And it tastes purely just like you're eating rhubarb. It's really, really good.
And another weird one is dandelion wine. Now you picked that out here as well.
The blossoms, yeah, my wife and I will pick this in that field down there. Somewhere in May when the blossoms comes up, you have to pick them when they're open. Because you just have to take the blossom out. You can't have any green underneath it or not. So, but it takes a good quart of blossoms, just the yellow blossoms, to make 1 gallon of dandelion blossom wine, which is that one right there. The blossoms, I think, it just gives the color and it gives it more alcohol. You can take in more.
Which we all know that's better.
Yeah.
I like to use that in a couple dishes actually. I got some ideas for that. Yeah, that'd be good.
Yeah.
Now the process when you pick the berries, you ferment them. We're talking what, a couple months process to get it all done?
Yeah, when you pick the berry, picking the berries takes a long time when you do it yourself. But you got to come in here and squish them all up, and then put some water to it, and put them in a cooler of some sort, and leave it set for like 7 days, and stir it, and keep measuring the viscosity or the hydrometer number.
Right.
And once that's done, you strain it. Then probably within 3 weeks, 7 days is when you strain it. Then you put it in a carboy. And leave it go until it literally stops bubbling. There's an airlock on that, and when it stops, then you leave it clear, and that's another 1.5 to 2 months. Then you can actually rack it, take the muck off the bottom of it, and then just put it back in the thing, leave it go again. Within 3 months, 3-4 months, you can be drinking some good wine.
Right. What's your favorite?
I'll tell you what. I like this dandelion blossom. I don't make this that often either. I don't do it every year.
Right.
Usually once every 3 years. It's not something you can drink
all the time.
Sit down and drink a bottle of it. It's more of a
sharing.
Yeah, it's different. Put it that way. But it's good. A lot of the old timers that from years back, they always talk about dandelion blossom wine.
Right. You make all your labels too.
Yeah, my wife does. Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah.
Well, here's the dandelion. Well, I could probably drink a whole bottle of that, Mike. I might be hurting the next day, but
you might forget about what happened.
This is true. I mean, this is delicious. It's sweet. There's definitely some dishes I can cook with that.
Yeah.
Well, very nice. This is Foraging for Wine. Little Mike, thank you very much. Salute. Nostrovia. Now, you need mushrooms for this dish. You can use any type of mushrooms, but I'm going to use morels. I have some left over that I had dehydrated. What I'm going to do is I'm going to rehydrate them, use the juice and the mushrooms for a delicious flavor. Now I have this in hot water. It'll take about 20 to 30 minutes to rehydrate them. You'll see the water will start changing color to brown. Don't throw it out because that's flavor and we're going to use that. Now this has been marinating overnight, and as you can see, all the vegetables and the rabbit turned purple, which is great because it did what it was supposed to. That wine broke down that rabbit, so it's going to be very tender as well as add some great flavor. What I want to do, open her up, fish through and pull out all the rabbit pieces, and just set them aside. As you can see, the rabbit actually turned purple. Once you fish through and got all the rabbit out, I'm going to set that aside. Get a nice pot with a lid. Just take all that solution, put it right in that pan. one little piece of rabbit. Now I'm going to put this on the stove top. I'm going to get it boiling and let it cook for 10 minutes before I add the rabbit back in. We got 20 or 30 minutes while that rabbit's cooking, so let's do the sides. As you can see, these morels have all hydrated back. They're all sunk. So what you want to do is you want to take them out, squeeze them off really good. See how the water went to a brown color? That is morel flavor. We want to keep that. And I'll show you why. Put the morels on the side. Little pate of butter. Now I'm going to cook a wild grain rice mixed with white rice. But I can get this boiling, add the rice, and get that cooking. Now for our second side dish, and it's a simple one. We're going to take parsnips, carrots, and celery, and we're going to steam them. If you never heard of parsnips, they're really rich flavored. They're in the carrot family. They complement each other perfectly. All we're going to do is we're going to peel them, just like a carrot. Now I'm just dicing these up. There's all kinds of ways to dice it up. As I say, there's more than one way to skin a rabbit. By now that water is boiling, so I'm going to add the rice. As I said, our second side dish is going to be these vegetables. Now you can use the vegetables we cooked the rabbit in, which is fine. They tend to be a little mushy and a little purple. I like to add fresh vegetables on the side, just complements the dish a little more. All I'm going to do is I'm going to put these in a steamer, steam them for 10 minutes. A little bit of salt and pepper. Steam for 10 minutes and they're done. I'm going to get the rabbit off. It's been on there for like 30 minutes, as you can see. Really nice rich color. What we're going to do is we're going to pull the rabbit out. Now you can hit with a thermometer if you want, but trust me, 30 to 40 minutes it's going to be done. It still has that nice rich purple color. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to pull these vegetables out as well and just leave the juice. I'm going to cover that to keep warm. I'm going to return this juice over to reduce it down to half. Reduce it just means boiling it down so it's a little more thicker and all that flavor becomes really tight together. What we're doing here is making a gravy to put on top to complement the rabbit. Now we've got that reduced down, as you can see it's a little thicker. I'm going to add our morels. I'm going to add about 2 tablespoons of butter. Now you only need about 5 to 10 minutes to cook these morels down. So you want to lower the heat so it's just a simmer. And as you can see, the butter already thickened up our dressing there. All that's left now is to serve it. Now this is the rabbit most you're used to seeing during Easter, but this is the Game On rabbit. More delicious, more nutritious. This is Game On, rabbit style.